Hello everyone and welcome back to more StephenPlays Magic Duels. On the last episode, we ran into some problems because our father passed away and our mother passed away and we were led away. But today, we're back in the city. Maybe we'll see what happens. Even as your executioner looms over you, the grief over losing your parents and Birol's stifling countermagic prevents you from fighting back, but one last spark of defiance still burns inside you and it's begging to be freed. Oh, snap, son. See, Birol, what you don't understand is that you are actually dealing with a future planeswalker. And when her spark ignites, you're gonna be screwed. Just trying to help you. Just trying to help you. From someone who has played the card game for quite some time, Birol. Chandra is going to do some serious damage to you. She's got fire coming out of her fists. You should be at least a little concerned. Final battle of the Red Story Arc. Let's get started. Chandra versus Captain Birol. Opponent plays first. Okay, we got 3 mountains. We got a Young Pyromancer. We got a Fiery Impulse. Great card to have. Chandra's Outrage and also Flames the Firebrand. So this is great. This is really, really great because every time we play an instant or sorcery, we get blockers. So we're going to have 3 blockers right here. So I'll keep it. Here comes an island. Generally, for the record, generally when you play a red deck, for the most part, depends what you're playing exactly, but if you play a red deck, you generally want to go first, because then you can start hitting quick. But we don't have any haste guys that cost 1. In red, there are creatures that are haste for 1, so you can hit right away, but we don't have any in our deck that I can tell. So he's playing a Steel Wall. It's a 0/4 defender. That sucks. That really sucks. That is not a fun card to see right off the bat. Because that makes it a lot more difficult to get through. So what this tells me right out of the gate is that we're probably going to want to outnumber him. And doing that with the Pyromancers, getting those 1/1 elementals, is a great way to do it. So we're just going to continue. We could kill the wall with Outrage, which, you know, eventually we may build up into. But right now, I think the better option is to try and outnumber him and just get around the wall. Burn stuff as we need it, but try to have more creatures than he does so we can keep wailing on him. It's another wall. Okay, sure. 2 walls. Alright. A mountain. Pyromancer is in. So from this point forward, as we play burn spells, we will get free guys. And in 2 more turns, I can outrage one of the walls and at least kill one, so that's nice. We still have Firebrand in case we need to do that. It's going to depend largely what he plays during his main, and he's playing Stealer of Secrets. It's a 2/2 creature. Whenever Stealer of Secrets deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. With any luck, we'll never let you deal combat damage to a player. Letting your opponent draw cards is bad. Okay, Mountain Inn. What are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? Trying to think what the best option is. I mean, we can't swing. That's like the big thing. We can't even swing at you. And that's a problem. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and play Fiery Impulse. Now, that is an instant. I could play it on his turn. Don't get me wrong. It would make a lot of sense to play a burn spell on his end step. The reason I don't want to do that is because if I can go ahead and play Fiery Impulse now, then I'll go ahead and get the 1/1. Well, actually, no, it'd still work the same way. That's right. The 1/1 would still be ready to attack by my turn, and nothing's really going to change there. That's true. I could play this, but I may need that. Fiery Impulse can... Okay. Alright. I'm going to skip attack then. The only advantage I would have of playing Fiery Impulse now is that because he's playing a blue deck, he could have something that could counter it. That's the only problem I really foresee there. I'm sure he's got something where he could counter my Fiery Impulse, and right now he's tapped out, so I could at least kill him. So I gotta decide, what do I want to do? He could also have something else coming. But I got more burn. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. This guy being able to get card draws, I think that's the better option. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Fiery Impulse goes to the graveyard. I get a 1/1 out of it. He's got 4 mana. During his main, he plays Wall of Frost. God. Okay, so this is an even bigger wall. This is a classic Magic card. It's a 0/7 defender. When it blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. So basically, they become frozen. That type of thing. That's presenting a problem. There's a lot of guys here. I think the game really wants me to burn him. I think it wants me to use my spells to do burn magic on him. I think that's what this is all about. Huh. Field for sure. Well, I can use Outrage to take out one of the steel walls, which is sort of productive. Sort of, but I can also just play that on his turn. And I may want to. I think I'll just pass and figure out what he's going to do. His whole shtick right now looks like he's just going to put up crazy, crazy walls. Once again, I'm reminded that the reason I played the Fiery Impulse to begin with was because he was tapped out, so he couldn't counter it. So I have to decide if maybe I want to counter, or if I want to go ahead and destroy his wall, because if I do that, he won't be able to counter it. So that would be an advantage. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. So maybe I should just kill off the steel wall, or maybe I should just wait and see what he's going to do. My gut is telling me he's probably nothing but walls. He's probably going to put up lots of walls. Not a very emotional person. Maybe you should see a psychiatrist and talk it out. Let's pass turn. I think let's pass turn. I don't know if that's the right play, but I'm willing to risk it. Because if he's got something to play, he's probably going to play another creature anyway, so let's find out. He puts in another land. What's he got coming? A Tidebinder Mage. When it enters the battlefield, tap target red or green creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Tidebinder Mage. So basically, I would never get to untap my guy. That is something I don't particularly like. But I don't have any way to stop him from doing it. So that's fine. That's fine. That's going to come in. I still got a plan. Everything's okay. So he's tapping that guy. The cool thing is I don't really need... Okay, during his end step, I've got to stop this. I don't really need this guy to attack anyway. As long as he's in here, when I cast instant and sorceries, I get the 1/1s. Now, on his end step, I need to do something. I think what I'll probably do is use this to kill off one of the walls. I could kill off the 2/2, but I also have this, and I can use that on my turn if I really wanted to. So I think I'm going to use this to get rid of one of the walls. For some weird reason, it wants me to hit the 0/7. That wouldn't kill it. I'm not really sure why it wants me to do this. Let's hit this instead. That at least kills off a wall. It also gives me a 1/1 in the process. Deals 2 damage to him, so it takes him to 18. His end step is over, goes to my turn. Maybe I can find something else I can do to deal him some damage. Now I have the opportunity. I've got... Are these both instants? Actually, they'll tell me on Fiery Impulse, won't it? Yeah, I have 2 instants. So now Fiery Impulse is essentially like a lightning bolt that can only hit creatures. It does 3 damage. So I can do 3 damage with 1 card. That's pretty good. I just have to decide where I want to do that. That means between this and this, I can do 6 damage, which means I can kill off that steel wall and his 2/2, which seems like the correct thing to do, in my opinion. Also, for playing these 2, I'll also get 2 1/1s, because even though my 2/1 Pyromancer is tapped, I still get the elementals from that. So I think the first thing we're going to do is... This is a sorcery, so this has got to be played during main. I don't really have a choice there. I'm going to do... Flames of the Firebrand. I'm going to do 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. That does 2 damage to the 2/2. Kills that. Does 1 damage to the wall. Then I can get my Fiery Impulse, which now does 3 instead of 2, and kill off the other wall. Once again, game, stop telling me to kill the 0/7. I can't kill it. That doesn't make any sense. And I make a new 1/1. So now, things aren't looking so great for you, Birol. Because if my math is correct, I actually have far more creatures than you. I've burned you to death, my friend, so I can actually swing. He's going to block one, but he can only block one. And when he blocks one, that one will stay tapped, and that kind of sucks, but I'd rather at least get some damage in. I need to attack as fast as possible because I don't know what's coming at this point. So he blocks one. That creature will not untap during its next untap step, but I do 1 damage. And I also do 1 damage there, which doesn't help me that much. My end, go to his. I think I've played this really good so far, and also he didn't play squat this turn, and I am happy about that. What the heck is this? Exquisite Firecraft, a sorcery for 3. Exquisite Firecraft deals 4 damage to target creature or player. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Exquisite Firecraft can't be countered. Well, hello there, friend. So I can do 4 damage, which is unfortunately still not enough to take out that wall, so I don't need to worry about that at this moment. But if another threat comes my way, I can cast it even if he doesn't have... even if his mana's untapped, because I know he can't counter it. That is swell. So I think what I'm going to be doing now is going to the attack step and swinging. He's going to be blocking the 2-1, but that means he's still going to take 3 damage, and every little bit helps at this point. Here it comes, son. Deal with it. Alright. Now, if I had a way to do a little more damage, I could take out that wall, but it's alright. And technically, I could have taken out the wall if I would have saved the Fiery Impulse and the other card that does 3, because then I could have done 6 to him when he blocked my 1-1 the other turn, but honestly, that would have been a bad play, because I got rid of a lot more guys this way. So I'm all tapped out. He's at 14. I'm at 20. He's got a wall, and I've got guys. So let's see what he's got. I also killed off his ability to do card draw from that one creature, so I feel like everything's going pretty good. He missed another play. So I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm feeling it, man. I am feeling it. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. So this is a 3. This does 4. This costs 3. This costs 4. I have 7. You guys get it? Sure you do. This guy's going in. He didn't counter it, and that means that that wall is dead. So I'm going to go move into... my attack step, and we're going to swing with everything. The obvious answer here is for him to block the 3-2. I'm sure he's going to want to do that. So let her rip, friend. So he does that. And he's going to go ahead and take 4 damage, bringing him down to 10. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 here. Now we're going to go back into my second main. And during second main, now that he's down to 4, I can cast Exquisite Firecraft, do 4 damage, and because I have enough stuff in my graveyard, there's not a chance that he can counter this. It's dead. And I get a free 1-1 out of it. That's not bad. In fact, I have so many creatures that the game has to zoom out. Generally, you're doing pretty good when that happens. On my end step, he's playing Opportunity. Target player draws 4 cards. That sucks. So he's giving himself 4 cards, so he's got a lot more ammo. The problem is my board position is way too strong for him right now. Even if he's playing a wall, he can only play 1, maybe 2 walls. I'm going to overrun him. Sup, Glass Sphinx? How are you? I didn't know that you were going to be in town. You're an 8/7 flyer. Oh, God. I have 3 turns to live. 3 turns to live. Man. It's a shame that he's going to die before that. All right, swing. This is how it's going to be, man. He's going to block the 2-2, and he's going to take 5. It's going to bring him down to 5 life. Next turn, my 3-2 untaps. I swing again. As long as he doesn't play anyone else, he blocks the 3-2. He takes 5 more, and he loses the game. That's what I'm hoping will happen. The 8/7 is a scary guy. But we'll see. My assumption is that he won't swing with it, because he probably wants it as a blocker. But hey, maybe he's crazy. Find out. He's got plenty of mana. Goes to the attack step. He doesn't attack. Exactly. It's what I thought. And he loses the game. And as a bonus, I get a haste guy. Rotten hell, Birol. Okay, so you do have some way to counter. If that spell's countered this way, put it into its owner's hand. Instead of its player's graveyard? What? Are you kidding me? Do you see how much untapped mana I have? Oh, you got me, Birol. That was a good play. I guess I'm done. I don't know, maybe I'll play it one more time. How many counters you got in that hand, boy? All right, so first main is done. He lost the game. There is no way he can get out of this, probably. Let's continue and go to the attack step, shall we? Oh, it's so beautiful because he probably wants to block the 3-2, but the 1-1 can pump to a 5-1. Oh, goodness. Let's attack. Declare blockers, you son of a gun. That's what I thought. Pump. This guy can pump 4 times. He becomes a 5-1. And he gets hit with 10 damage. Once again, I don't know what it was about the red campaign, but we had several people wind up with -5 to end off with. It's really strange. Fun match. He had all these walls put up, but I got around him. We had enough burn to deal with the problems as they showed up, and by the time he got the Goliath Sphinx, it was too late. Chandra wins. Chandra's eyes were opened to the power of red magic. The threat of death at the hands of Captain Birol causes your Planeswalker spark to ignite. In a burst of flame, you leave Kaladesh behind. Your blazing arrival on the plain of Regatha attracts the attention of fire monks from the Coral Keep Monastery. They take you in, and it is there that your pyromantic training begins. Dang, that was fun! That was real. I really enjoyed the story arc. And I knew I would, because I really enjoy red magic. But I think this was a pretty good representation of some of the stuff red magic can do. No, I had said in a few of the episodes that when I played, my decks generally went a little bit faster than this. There's one card that there's a few cards in red I really like, but one of them is called Goblin Guide. It is a 2/2 haste creature for 1 mana. So on turn 1, you can swing right out of the gate for 2 damage. Imagine starting your hand with 3 of those creatures. That means if they don't have any play until turn 2, and you played first, on turn 1 you swing 2. On turn 2 you can play other 2 Goblin Guides and you swing for 6. And by that point they have 12. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy red. Anyway, that finishes up Chandra and Alar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode, we're going to jump into the final story arc for Magic Duels, which is Green, Nissa Ravane. What happens in the story arc? I don't know. You have to tune in next time and find out. See you guys next time for more Stephen Plays Magic Duels.